Welcome to the Shigeaki Podcast, where science meets longevity and aging becomes an opportunity, not a sentence. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and if you're over 60 or helping someone who is today's episode, may shift your perspective on one of the most praised health foods out there. We've been told that nuts are heart healthy, full of good fats, packed with protein, and perfect for aging bodies. But what if I told you that some nuts are actually doing more harm than good?
Mark, this is such an important topic. People trust healthy labels too easily. But as we age, digestion slows, metabolism changes, and certain foods, even good ones, may start working against us. Nuts are one example. I've seen so many older patients in Japan develop joint stiffness, brain fog, or bloating, not realizing it was caused by a few innocent-looking almonds or cashews.
Right. And one thing we need to clarify today is this. It's not that nuts are bad. It's that some are incredibly inflammatory, especially for seniors with slower metabolism or low stomach acid. Others are too high in omega-6 fats, which tip the balance toward chronic inflammation, the root of nearly every disease we face after 60.
Yes, and some nuts are also difficult to digest, especially when eaten raw or without proper preparation. For seniors, this can lead to poor nutrient absorption, constipation, or fatigue. But luckily, not all nuts are equal. There are a few that I personally recommend to my older students, ones that provide steady energy support, muscle retention, and even sharpen cognitive clarity.
Absolutely. That's why in today's episode, we're breaking this down clearly. The 4 worst nuts you should avoid after 60, even if they seem healthy. The 4 best nuts that support your heart, brain, and aging muscles. And most importantly, how to eat them, combine them, and time them for maximum benefit.
And we'll also share practical ways to enjoy these nuts safely without upsetting your stomach, spiking your blood sugar, or causing weight gain. Because as we always say, after 60, it's not just what you eat, it's how and when you eat it.
The first nut we'll talk about may surprise you. It's one of the most popular on the market, but possibly the worst for your joints and blood vessels after 60. If this episode opened your eyes, don't forget to subscribe to the Shigeaki Podcast and ring the bell so you never miss a gentle yet powerful lesson on aging well. Your next breakthrough could be just 1 episode away. Let's continue our list with 2 more nuts that many people snack on daily without realizing they could be slowly wearing down the body from the inside. I'm talking about salted or candied cashews. Cashews are naturally soft and creamy, which makes them perfect for adding flavor. But once they're roasted, salted, or glazed with sugar, their health profile changes fast. First, cashews are very high in oxalates, a natural compound that can build up in the body and increase the risk of kidney stones. For people over 60, especially those who don't drink enough water or have a history of kidney issues, this is a serious concern.
In Japan, many seniors come to me with lower back pain or digestive discomfort, and often they've been eating cashews daily without realizing it may be overloading their kidneys. The problem isn't just the nut, it's the form. When cashews are roasted and coated with salt or sugar, they cause more harm than good.
Yes, added salt can raise blood pressure, and the sugar can spike blood glucose, leading to fatigue, mood swings, or even weight gain around the belly. And when combined, that salty sweet flavor makes you want to eat more and more, but your body pays the price.
If you enjoy cashews, don't give them up completely. Choose raw, unsalted cashews and soak them in filtered water overnight. This makes them easier to digest and helps reduce the oxalate content. Eat just a small handful, maybe 5 to 7 pieces, and pair them with a fiber-rich food like celery or apple slices to slow the blood sugar spike.
Great advice, Dr. Hinohara. Now, let's move on to a nut that's so common we almost forget to question. It's peanuts, especially roasted or in peanut butter. Peanuts are a staple in American homes, but they come with a set of silent risks, especially as we age. First, peanuts are very prone to mold, especially when stored in bulk or in humid environments. This mold produces aflatoxin, a natural toxin that's been linked to liver stress and long-term inflammation.
Yes, and many people don't realize that even when the peanuts look and smell fine, aflatoxins may still be present at low levels. Over time, this can quietly affect your liver function, which is already more sensitive after 60.
The second problem is their omega-6 fat content. Peanuts are one of the highest in omega-6 fatty acids, which are pro-inflammatory when not balanced by omega-3s. Too much omega-6 can make arthritis worse, slow down recovery after exercise, and even contribute to brain fog. And to make matters worse, most commercial peanuts are roasted in unhealthy oils, like soybean or cottonseed oil, which adds even more inflammation.
If you love peanut butter, switch to almond butter or sunflower seed butter, but make sure it's unsweetened and contains no added oils. As for snacks, try dry roasted chickpeas or pumpkin seeds. They're crunchy, satisfying, and much kinder to your digestion.
And if you absolutely want peanuts, look for raw, organic varieties and eat just a small amount, paired with an anti-inflammatory food like cucumber slices or a green smoothie.
So remember, cashews should be raw and soaked, never roasted or sugar-coated. Peanuts, only if they're raw, fresh, and not your daily go-to.
Let's keep going, Dr. Hinohara. After salted cashews and peanuts, the next nut on our worst offenders list is something many seniors keep in their pantry, thinking it's harmless sunflower seeds, especially the packaged kind.
Yes, and they're everywhere in America. Baseball games, gas stations, even health food stores. But here's what most people don't realize: these tiny seeds can turn toxic very easily if they're processed or stored improperly.
Exactly. Sunflower seeds are high in polyunsaturated fats, especially omega-6. Now, omega-6 fats aren't inherently bad, but they're very unstable. They oxidize quickly when exposed to heat, light, or air, which is often what happens during roasting or long shelf storage.
And once those fats go rancid, they release harmful free radicals, unstable molecules that damage your cells, speed up aging, and strain your liver and immune system. For someone in their 60s or 70s whose antioxidant defenses are already declining, that's especially harmful.
That's just one part of the issue. The added salt is another. Many packaged sunflower seeds are absolutely drenched in sodium. Some packs have over 500 milliliters of sodium per serving. For seniors with high blood pressure, that's like throwing gasoline on the fire.
And then there's the portion control problem. Because the seeds are small, tasty, and require shelling, people snack on them for 20-30 minutes without realizing how much they've eaten. It's easy to consume 300-400 calories and several grams of salt in one go.
So here's the fix. If you still enjoy sunflower seeds, choose raw, unsalted, and shelled versions. Keep them in the refrigerator to protect the fats from oxidizing. And don't snack on them by the handful. Instead, sprinkle a tablespoon over a salad or mix a small amount into your oatmeal. You'll get the vitamin E and minerals without the inflammatory baggage.
Now, the final nut on our watch-out list is a tricky one because it's often sold as a luxury snack. I'm talking about macadamia nuts, especially the ones covered in chocolate or salt.
The fancy nuts. Macadamias are rich and creamy, and they do contain some healthy monounsaturated fats. But when they're coated in sugar chocolate or roasted with salt, it completely flips their health profile.
Here's what makes them dangerous: just a small handful. Maybe 8 or 10 nuts can pack over 300 calories, and that's before you add the chocolate shell or caramel glaze. It's a metabolic time bomb for older adults trying to lose weight or manage blood sugar.
Exactly. These nuts are calorie-dense and hyper-palatable. That means they're hard to stop eating. You get sweet, salty, creamy, and crunchy all at once. It hijacks your brain's reward system and leads to overeating without even realizing it.
And the coating isn't just sweet. It's often made with cheap oils, processed sugar, and artificial flavors, all things that worsen inflammation and contribute to fat buildup around the organs, especially in people over 60 with slower metabolisms.
So, what's the better choice if you enjoy macadamia nuts? Stick with plain unsalted raw versions. No chocolate, no glaze. Eat just 4 or 5 at a time, not a full handful.
And don't eat them alone. Combine them with high-fiber foods like celery sticks, a small apple, or a piece of dark leafy green. That slows down digestion, keeps your blood sugar stable, and makes it easier to feel full without overdoing it.
You can even mix a few plain macadamias into a salad with olive oil and vinegar dressing. That's a great way to enjoy the flavor in a balanced meal.
The lesson here is simple. Not all nuts are good just because they're natural. What we add to them, salt, sugar, oil, can turn them into a health trap.
After going through the worst offenders, I think it's time for some good news. Not all nuts are bad after 60. In fact, some are incredibly helpful. The first one I recommend to almost every older patient is walnuts.
Yes, walnuts are a true brain food, and not just because they look like little brains. They are one of the best plant sources of ALA, a form of omega-3 fatty acid, which helps reduce inflammation throughout the body.
That's key, especially for people over 60. Chronic inflammation is at the root of almost every disease we associate with aging: arthritis, heart disease, memory decline. Just a small handful of walnuts a day can help lower markers of inflammation, like CRP.
And unlike some omega-6 heavy nuts that may promote inflammation, walnuts have a much healthier balance between omega-3 and omega-6. That makes them protective for the brain, joints, and blood vessels.
There's also good data on walnuts and cognitive health. One study showed that seniors who regularly eat walnuts perform better on memory tests and processing speed, especially when combined with exercise and a Mediterranean-style diet.
Not to mention the benefit for blood pressure and cholesterol. Walnuts help lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and improve blood vessel flexibility, which is important for heart health after 60.
Now, in terms of how to eat them, the key is portion and pairing. I usually recommend 5 to 7 walnut halves per day, eaten with a source of fiber, like sliced apples or oatmeal. That helps improve absorption and slows down the release of fats into the bloodstream.
You can also crush walnuts and sprinkle them on top of steamed vegetables or yogurt. Just avoid the sugar-coated or honey-glazed ones. Keep it raw or dry roasted. No salt, no sweeteners.
The second nut on our must-eat list is one that's often underrated: almonds. Most people know they're healthy, but few realize just how powerful they are for seniors. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, which protects cells from oxidative stress. That's especially important for eye health and skin repair in older adults.
They're also high in magnesium, which supports muscle function, nerve signaling, and blood sugar control, 3 things that tend to decline with age. And almonds are one of the best nuts for bone health. Just 1 ounce provides calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, all minerals essential for preventing fractures and osteoporosis.
That's a great point. Many of my patients are focused on calcium pills, but real food sources like almonds are often better absorbed, especially when paired with vitamin D or eaten in small doses throughout the day. But we should also talk about digestibility. Almonds can be a little tough for some seniors to chew or digest, especially if they have weak teeth or sensitive stomachs.
Right. One easy fix is to soak raw almonds overnight. It softens the skin, improves digestibility, and activates enzymes that make the nutrients more bioavailable. Another gentle way is to use almond butter, as long as it's natural, no added sugar or hydrogenated oils. You can spread it on whole grain toast or dip raw vegetables in it for a smart snack. Or blend soaked almonds into smoothies. That's one of my favorites. You get the healthy fats, fiber, and nutrients without needing to chew much.
As always, moderation matters. I recommend 8 to 10 almonds a day, ideally eaten with fiber or protein, to prevent sugar spikes and support steady energy. We've talked about walnuts and almonds, 2 incredible nuts for longevity. But one that often gets overlooked, especially in Western diets, is pistachios. And they deserve a serious spotlight, especially for seniors.
Yes, pistachios are very common in Japanese centenarian diets. 2, especially roasted, unsalted varieties. What makes them unique is their combination of protein, fiber, and antioxidants in such a small serving.
Exactly. Just 1 ounce of pistachios, about 49 kernels, provides 6 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber. That's a fantastic ratio for older adults who are trying to maintain muscle mass and stable blood sugar. And the fiber in pistachios feeds beneficial gut bacteria, That's critical for immune health, especially after 60 when the gut barrier weakens and inflammation becomes more chronic.
Another reason I love pistachios, they're rich in lutein and zeaxanthin carotenoids that protect the eyes, especially the macula. For seniors worried about age-related macular degeneration, pistachios are a powerful preventive food. They also contain potassium more than most nuts. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, reduce fluid retention, and prevent cramps, all common issues in older adults.
One caution I always mention, though, is portion control. Pistachios are easy to overeat, especially the shelled ones. I recommend buying them with shells on, so people slow down and become more mindful of how many they're eating.
And how to enjoy them. Add a small handful to your afternoon snack with a piece of fruit, or crush them and sprinkle over a salad with citrus vinaigrette, a perfect mix of fats, fiber, and acidity.
Now, the final nut I want to highlight today is perhaps the most digestible and gentle, and that's hazelnuts. These don't get nearly enough credit in the US, but they're a hidden gem for older adults.
You're right. Hazelnuts are especially good for supporting the nervous system. They contain vitamin B6, which helps maintain healthy nerve communication and mood balance, two things that often fluctuate after 60.
They're also very high in monounsaturated fats, like olive oil fats that help lower LDL cholesterol and increase HDL while reducing overall inflammation. And don't forget the manganese and folate content. Manganese supports collagen formation and bone strength, while folate is crucial for cognitive health and red blood cell formation.
I also like that hazelnuts have a lower omega-6 content than many other nuts, so they're less likely to throw off the body's inflammation balance. That's especially helpful for seniors with autoimmune conditions or arthritis. But one issue we should raise: hazelnuts are often used in sweets. Think of spreads, truffles, and chocolate coatings. Those versions are a trap loaded with sugar oils and additives that cancel out the nut's benefits.
Absolutely. If you're going to eat hazelnuts, choose plain raw or dry roasted, no sugar, no oil. I personally love blending them into homemade nut milk or using crushed hazelnuts as a topping for Greek yogurt or warm oatmeal. And they pair beautifully with berries, which add vitamin C and polyphenols. That's a nutrient-dense combination that supports brain, skin, and immune health all at once. As for quantity, around 7 to 10 hazelnuts per day is plenty. They're rich, satisfying, and go a long way in a balanced diet.
So if you're over 60 and wondering which nuts to lean on, pistachios and hazelnuts are powerful allies. They nourish your muscles, mind, and metabolism without the risks that come with heavily salted or sugar-coated varieties.
If you've ever stood in front of the snack aisle wondering which nuts to toss into your cart, now you know. Not all nuts are created equal, and after 60, the difference between a healthy crunch and a hidden health risk becomes much clearer.
Yes, it's not just about the type of nut, it's how it's prepared, how much you eat, and what your body needs at this stage of life. Salty coatings, sugary glazes, or over-roasted oils may seem harmless, but they quietly work against your heart, liver, and metabolism.
Meanwhile, raw or dry roasted options like walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and hazelnuts can do the opposite. They support brain function, muscle strength, stable blood sugar, and healthy aging when eaten properly.
And that's the beauty of functional eating. You don't have to give up snacks. You just need to snack smarter. A small handful of the right nuts paired with real food can become a daily tool for strength and vitality.
So, we encourage you to take a moment today to look inside your pantry. Swap out those salty, oily snack packs and stock up on the real brain and body boosters. Your future self will thank you. And your body, your joints, your heart, even your memory will feel the difference. Your future self will thank you. And your body, your joints, your heart, even your memory will feel the difference. Thank you for walking this journey toward longevity with us. Until next time, stay well, stay strong, and eat wisely.